So last month I was invited to attend a roundtable with the Department for Business and Trade to talk about flexible working and our experiences with flexible working and where the government could help and move this forward for to be able to be open for many other employers and employees. And when we was asked to introduce ourselves, we was also asked what our thoughts and feelings were. What did flexible working really mean to us? And I thought that was a really good question because flexible working as a term is banded around left, right, and centre. People talk about it, it's on job descriptions. However, flexible working means different things to different people and different companies. And the rights to it as well are all different for different people. So I thought I'd share with you what flexible working means to us. So some of the things you may have seen is you're allowed time off for doctor's appointments, school plays, pick up your child, take the dog for a walk, things like that. But then you have to make the time up. So some people class that as flexible working. Some people class it as choosing a shift. So I know one of my friends, they could choose a shift, for example, either an 8 till 4, 9 to 5 or 10 till 6. They could choose which shift they wanted to work, and that was flexible working. Others, which I see more of, to be fair, is there's like core hours, so say 10 till 4, 10 till 3, something like that, and then you can set your schedule around it, but as long as you're working in those core hours, then that's fine. But all of these are still basically doing a set amount of hours every day, every week, and there's not real flexibility in there, it's just tweaks. To me, flexible working is being treated like an adult and being allowed to set your own schedule. So look at a business owner, self-employed business owner. 9 times out of 10, we set the hours we want to work. We work around our kids because that's what many of us did when we set up our businesses, and we work for what works for us, which is great, obviously, and one of the driving forces behind many people going self-employed, setting up their own businesses and so forth. And I think being able to offer that to your team when you have a team as well is where the true flexible working comes in. Treating your team like adults, letting them set their own schedule, letting them do where they want, how they want, when they want. That to me is where the true flexible side comes in. Not having to ask permission to go to the doctors and then worry about making up your hours, but just working around what works for you. Obviously you need boundaries and you need guidelines so people don't take the mick, but I've always said, and I'll say it, continue to always say it as well, as long as the work is done, as long as deadlines are met, and as long as clients are happy, I don't care where my team work, when they work, how they work, they sort it out themselves. Doesn't bother me if they want to go and do the school run, take the dog out in the middle of the morning, all the rain stops, let's go and take the dog out for a walk now. Just come and do it. That's the true beauty of flexible working, to be able to do your own schedule and doing what works best for you as an employee, as the business owner does, and just doing that. Now, before you go, but that doesn't work in my industry, I know there are industries where that doesn't work and it's not possible. Hospitality, for example, childcare, where you have to have a certain amount of people in at a certain time to meet the legal deadlines. I get it doesn't work for all businesses. Shops, for example, as well, you can't, well, I've seen many shops actually where they do just shut for appointments or things like that and reopen again. But anyway, you get what I mean here, the principle of it behind it. There's flexibility and you can do a little bit of tweaking, and it's kind of finding where the balance sits for you, and then having those guidelines, those boundaries in place that works for you and your business. And it could be that for your business you can't do it the way we do it. We focus on results, we focus on getting a task done, and if the tasks are all done, you've got nothing else left to do, then that's it, that's the end of the day. Also doesn't mean that you have to keep going until everything's finished, obviously, but it's just setting your own schedule, what works for you. And if you get all your work done in a certain amount of time, happy days, so be it. It's not sitting around trying to find things to do to look busy, to make yourself feel valuable or show that you're there. Presenteeism is not part of flexible working, in my opinion. So yeah, as I said, boundaries need to be in place, processes, guidelines and KPIs, so you can make sure that the work is being done and things are working as you need them to do, and you're paying the person the right amount for the work that they are producing, not for the amount of time they're spending doing the work. That's what it means for me, for Pink Pig, and that's kind of what I talk about when I talk about flexible working. So I hope this helps, and I hope it helps to move things around in your head and think about how you could implement some flexible working for you and your teams. And if you want to have a chat about it and any of the stages leading up to it, because there's a lot of work around getting to a place where you can offer that if you currently don't, then drop us an email, get in touch. Let's have a chat about how flexible working can help you and your business.